Hello everyone, welcome back to Fridays with xhu98. I know it's been a while, but I'm back. So today we're just gonna do a short lecture as always. I don't want to keep my I want to keep my lectures like short and sweet nowadays. What's gonna happen is we're gonna go over this game, but only part one of it because it's pretty complicated. I want to say. So yeah, just curious, what do you guys think? Now, this game is taken from the West Lake Jubango. It's very famous. We actually went over one of the games in its entirety in one of my previous videos. You can actually check it out on YouTube. I record my videos on YouTube. So, this is another game taken from that Jubango. I should probably put my mic closer so you can hear me better slightly. There we go. Otherwise, you're gonna hear nothing but the noise coming from the computer. So yeah, this is taken from game 8. And in case you guys don't really know what the West Lake Jubango is, it's basically like a really famous match between Xiping and Xiangxia, the two very good Go players. I mean, I wasn't like top person in the Qing Dynasty, so this was quite a while ago, which is why. When we see this game, we can see that like the opening was kind of like that, diagonal start point. That's because the tradition of Chinese, ancient Chinese Go is you would just take the corners already. There obviously weren't any variations for like 3-4 because people consider that as like unorthodox. It's, I mean, Go's pretty different now, but, is anyone joining me right now? I hope they are. So, oh my god, my camera is so blurry. It's crazy. Anyway, we should probably look at this game, and, without further ado, let's get started. So, in this game, as you can see, Xiping is white. And this is kind of like a really common opening, but hopefully today we can learn something new and interesting. We're just going to go to the first part. Lingudial. I cannot pronounce. Hello, how's it going? Welcome to the channel. Hope you're having fun. I've seen it before. Welcome back. So. Let's see, what have we got here? Now this we've talked about before. The 4-space low pincer is kind of an ancient style because it's almost a side split. If white plays this, white can play here. So in the game, white would just play this. But it's regarded as kind of a common move in the opening because even if white gets the 2-space jump on the side, black can still jump out. So it's generally considered okay. So this is the way people would like normally start a game. They would really just kind of scatter stones everywhere, and then they just fight like because like the battlefield is set up, right? So this is why we see this kind of move so often. White can obviously like play here. A J3, and then black has like G3, O3. So yeah, plenty of options. But white can also approach here. And this is bonjour. Bravo pour ton français. Merci. Mon français est très mauvais. Malheureusement. Okay, so where are we? So this is why you see this kind of opening a lot, very often. Like I think modern days people would play like C6 or even just pincer, you know. But people kind of like the idea of being in the middle. It's sort of a spirit. So yeah. Now white approaches, and by the way, let me know if you have any questions. There's 32 people here. Thank you guys so much for being here. So if you have any questions like we're in this game, please feel free to post in the Twitch chat. I'll try to answer them for you. Hopefully my AJ6 brain can function. I feel a little bit better today than like last week, because last week was kind of sick, and this week I'm still a little bit sick, but we'll see how it goes. So normally, like in modern Go, you kind of see this happening, right? So because black didn't respond to the top right corner, white can do a double approach, and this is what people usually do. Well, in the game, spoiler alert, people usually play this. So the attachment, and the white harness, black extends. So this is kind of a Joseki. Now realize how this stone is kind of weak, and that is exactly why this will be pretty good for white. So let's say black wants to get the corner. This is pretty much verbatim how to play it. So just getting that corner. And then white has this little Tsuji. If black just plays here, then this will happen. So white will just take away all the corner territories. You don't want that to really take place. So black, in order to fix, has to play here to prevent the connection. But now if you play here, there obviously is a cut. So white's not going to let that happen. White can just play here. And black can now defend. The thing is, though, even this looks pretty good for black. White can play the cap from above at p9. And that's pretty tricky to answer for black, because let's say if black had a stone here, and like what would I play elsewhere, right? This might be pretty easy for black to make sabaki, and sabaki in Go terms is obviously the ability to move around, to be flexible. This is not Japanese food. Anyway, this is kind of difficult though, because if you just play here, white can just bump from the side. So at first glance, there isn't a lot black can do there. Same with this. He might be able to escape, but it's still kind of hard, because now this is a huge burden, right? And that's exactly what white wants. Forming a weak black group, forcing black to respond. So black decided to play here. P15 is pretty normal. Also pretty peaceful so far, you'll say. In the game, white played here. So just leaving a lot of aji in the corner. I think the ancient Chinese people really liked aji, just preserving possibilities in the corner, because they don't want to really exhaust it. I think nowadays people might play here at like R17, because this is the thing, right? So by blocks, and white takes the corner, pretty straightforward. You don't want to do that, because black doesn't really want to do this, because otherwise white will give black a really hard time just fixing the shape. Like this will be pretty terrible. Which is why black must hane and then improve the shape. That's not bad, because even though black's corner is taken, there's no easy way to kill this black group as of now. And black can get a center move there, because if white doesn't respond, then black can really just enclose white by playing at N16. So this is not bad. This is still playable. And actually, I actually took a lot of this from some of the pro reviews. For example, Chen Zude, who's like a Chinese 9dan, he did some reviews on this one, and also, actually these two guys wrote books on Go, and they talked about the games. Some of them are kind of to recover, but this one was pretty famously annotated. So actually said that this was okay. Now white has plenty of choices after this one, because black just took like a vital point. Now it's not easy for white to really maneuver the R14 so easily, even though there's still obviously R17 and P14. We'll talk about that later. Black will also play here, but white will get this. This is still playable. From when is this game again? This is in the 18th century, I think. If I recall correctly. Inazuma, how's it going? Hey, I'm not wearing blue lipstick. So sorry. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that at prom anyway. So, where was I? So, could ads that appear on the screen below on the description part. Oh, what the at? Oh, porn and hog just followed. Thank you for following. Basco just followed. God damn it. Well, welcome to the channel anyway. So this is obviously a very interesting fight in the game white played here. White could have played, for example, this attachment, and black can Hane. This is kind of an interesting variation to look at. White connects in order to fix shape. Let's say if black wants to get the corner. Oh, the Facebook thing. It's actually hard to like put it like under like not in the video, but I can turn it off if you want. My bangs are going wild again. Oh, Badabaduk, what's up? It's going good. How are you doing? Oh God, where was I? So, should I turn this off? Yeah, I can turn this off. So, no more ads. They're not really ads. So, white can find a way out, which should be pretty good. For example, if white just plays here, then this is a kind of. Oh, your green screen came today? Nice. It's very decent. You can't see anything from. So black can get the corner. This will be a pretty fair fight, but white can also play this. Obviously, lots of choices. And what I'm hoping to get from today's lecture is that you guys can actually maybe see something that is never been played before in your games, and hopefully you can bring that in your bring that to your own games. The point being, white can clamp here, and black. If black connects, white is very light. Like you realize how white doesn't really care about like the stones around, because they're not that important. The most like this is definitely a lot of style points by white because it's simply flexible, and white has a pretty fast pace moving around. Black can also play here, obviously, and white has this sequence. And Conron, welcome to this channel. How's it going? 45 people watching already. Thank you guys for joining. So if you're you guys are new to the channel, remember to follow. Here's a heart from your senpai. Anyway, this is a sequence that is perfectly doable. So black Atari's first, and then blocks. Now this is a bit of an interesting version because black can directly like live in the corner, but this is not too good because white gets too nice of a shape. You don't really want that. Instead, you can actually try to give up the corner and go for like a better outside. Like if white just goes for the kill, then this is obviously pretty decent for black, right? So let's say white plays here, Then black can do this. This was what Fan Xiping thought what was going to happen, but it turned out pretty okay for white. However, black still has other options of maneuvering. So, for example, if white just blocks here, now this is different because there's a difference in the timing has changed. So black got to push first, and now white basically has to respond to every single move, right? Because like at this point, white's not gonna just take the corner because the corner is not many points, and the damage should the K17 is gonna be kind of large. So white wants to fix, and then black can live. So this is pretty playable because if you look at black's shape right here, he's pretty safe, you can say, and pretty decent. White can also push here, but doesn't make a lot of difference because we still get this. So all the Ataris are Sente. Now, in order to avoid being clamped at L18, white has to play at M17, and black can just attack, jump out. So this is pretty good shape. But anyway, just thought it would be interesting to include that kind of variation. Like white can also play here, just take the corner. The thing with that is, black still has, like, for example, this what's it called, attachment later on, which is the Tsuji. Almost postal, welcome. Giant Joseki were in fashion during this time. Yeah. So there's still obviously the attachment. So what happens is if you play here and if white just plays here, now this is the famous one that kills the corner because now black can not be prevented from killing this white corner. This one's more or less like the same. I think there are multiple ways to approach this, by the way. So pretty hard for white to respond, which is maybe why I didn't choose that in the game. I'll play this one, which is kind of interesting. The bump, would never have thought of that. And Chinese people are really like fighty. Like they really wanted to like complicate situations. Like for example, if black plays here, then white attaches, and then black jumps out. White makes a bamboo joint. Now this is a good fight. And notice how black is never really touching white. Black's not helping white fix. You can also play here, but that will let white get the corner. So maybe in the eyes of like the modern Chinese players, they wouldn't really pick that because this is territorial-wise pretty good for white. So again, black play here, which was pretty intense. But this was kind of strange because now white gets to play bamboo joint at the same time forcing black to jump out. So it's kind of like losing a turn. I think if black just jumped out, white can still get this. Okay, this is pretty good shape, but black can also get a pretty good point at S15, which was what S12 was originally aiming for. So yeah, this is pretty subtle difference, I would say. Now black plays here. White jumps out. Well, I'm sorry, white plays the bamboo joint. Black jumps out. Now white plays this sequence, which is pretty good. Now this is sente because black cannot afford to be easily cut off there. So black has to connect, but then again, there's another cut. But you might think that, well, why does black just, like, why doesn't he just give up the corner, right? Thing is, this happens, it's really big. Like, this corner is really big, and black feels like kind of over-concentrated. And it's kind of awkward because like you have like the group on the right side, like 3 stone, 2 space. So black cannot give the corner, but this also resulted in a pretty joyous sequence by white here. So that's your first dumpling shape of the day. So this is pretty much necessary. White could have played here, but this is also a thing. So black crossing the corner, and white fixes. The black can extend now because the corner is a little bit larger, so it gets black a little bit more points. This is still pretty good for black for white though, because even though black has lived in the corner, there's now a weak group, as you can see. So timing is very important. Like now that white has the N18 stone, there are also no weaknesses black can exploit. But in the game, white just played here first. This is Sente, so black just lived in the corner. Black could also play here, but they'll be pretty complicated. So, for example, black can push first, and then get this free Sente exchange at L16. And this is actually kind of necessary because I tried to play this out, and it was quite insane. If black just plays here, white can find a way out by killing black fairly brutally. And this is true because black is short about 1 liberties. But with that exchange here, now you can't do this anymore. It might seem like a close call, but right, it doesn't work in this case for white, and we're dead. So that doesn't really work, which means there will have to be a some sort of co going on, like this, for example. So even if black doesn't win this co, there's still a huge burden for white to play 2 moves in a row in order to completely get rid of the agi. Same with this one. If white allows black to get an eye, then black has some of the local colors he can use. So like that. Still tough for white to follow here. That could be one of the things black can do, but in the game black just lived. So it turned out alright. The only problem with white though in this in this situation is black can play here. So if black can get a nice shape, for example, just plays the what's the move name? What's the move name? Oh, God damn it! Never mind. L17, as well as K16 following up. This is pretty decent, right? But even though white gets the outside, I think it's playable for both sides. But well, maybe yeah, this case not bad for white. Obviously, black's plan was hoping that white would play here, and then black would get a nice shape, and then white gets this. Now you have some of the stuff going on here. This is absolutely Sente. White needs to respond. If white plays here, then black kills those 4 stones. That's not good. So white has to block, then black Ataris. This is an ugly shape. Right, black should be pretty happy. But with that said, I think black didn't play at L17 just because he didn't really want his opponent to get the outside. But this is also preventing white from getting a really nice outside on the right. You can kind of say that white's ahead at this point because white's pretty flexible. By the way, if you have any questions, feel free to ask. I try to imagine like doing this in a classroom, like Link Civic, right? So this could be a thing. For example, if black just compromises, then white can settle. Black plays here, white gets rid of the agi first, and then plays this. So this should be pretty good. Oh, that was simple. Also, but white can play here. So this also works pretty well. So xhu98 is followed. Thank you for following. If you and you guys are also new to the channel, please feel free to join. Anyway, where was I? So this is not too good because if black just plays this, like the extension at 08, one would feel like he's behind, right? So black decides to play here and cut, which makes the game interesting and exciting indeed because now we are seeing fighting. And now black extends, white extends, pretty straightforward stuff. Black needs to fix the weakness. White can jump out first. That's Semte. And now white fixes the weakness because there's no point to really allow those 4 white stones to be captured anymore, or allow black to get good shape. So this is Sente. White's white in the open, so not really worrying about anything. Can just kill off those 2 stones. Now, as you can see, black is slightly starting to build up the left. Oh, it's so crap. Hikaru no good. Aw. That's so sad. Well, that's why you watch my streams, right? You get better at Go. So this is nice. Black is connected. And now the left side is seemingly beginning to emerge because you have this wall here and this here. Maybe you can attack this, maybe you can attack that. But white also has a pretty good move up his sleeve. So this probing move, this attachment at S9 is pretty popular. It's even seen in Go nowadays. It's kind of astonishing how advanced the ancient people have already brought the level of Go to. So Black Hane's definitely not giving up. It's like if I just place here, then this is pretty bad shape, right? I can get this as well. So Black is here. I know, right? That's a really good username. You comment that yourself. So there's a trade. Black lives, but white also takes the outside. Now black begins to attack. Now this is a little bit interesting position because white can obviously just play here, extend. I wonder why didn't do that in the game, because if black plays this, for example, white can just settle, like get the 2-space extension on the side. Black maybe kills that 1 stone, but white also gets this. So if that already happens, then if you look at the center, like those 4 stones are in danger. Those 2 stones are dead. This stone is in danger. Ancients did too much tomato. White can also play here. Also seems possible because with good Sabaki skills, it shouldn't be that hard for white to maneuver his way out. So same thing with this. If black plays at h4, the high pincer, white can also find his way out because the attachment works. I'm just trying to put this away. Or thermal pants. Today's really hot, so it was really cold in the morning. But now I'm regretting my decision to wear thermal pants. Now white can Atari, and then black connects. Darkest Steve, good early morning from Thailand. Oh, good early morning. Thanks for tuning in. What time is it for you guys out there? So I felt saying good mythical morning. So that's a possibility. I think personally I like this for black, just cap it from above, and then if white plays this, now you can sort of start attacking both targets at the same time. This would be pretty nice. Even though I'm not sure if white will actually follow black's plan, because white can play here. You can't know good, just follow. Thank you for following. Focused Risk, hello from California. Welcome to this channel. Hope you're having fun so far. If this is absolutely first time. Hi from Switzerland. It's 1:40 here. I feel so good. You guys are watching my stuff. So if you guys are absolutely new to the channel, I would really love it if you guys can just hit the purple follow button. That means you are noticing Senpai, because I mean, the culture of this channel is getting noticed by xhu98 Senpai as he takes off his thermal pants. That must be pretty sexy. So hi from New Zealand, 11:39 a.m. Oh, you see, you guys are watching from all over the place. This is so good. Focus Risk sort of follow. Thank you for following as well. So yeah, back to the topic. So when I played this, which is kind of interesting. I don't know why though, because black got this vital point at h3, and that was obviously Mars. Hi from Greece. Oh. Did not know that backward. Low key, I just follow. Thank you for following. So white jumped out, and black started attacking. Now, some of you guys may have watched my previous West Lake Jubango lecture, and in that game, you saw this happening, right? This giant ass Joseki. And this is the thing, right? Because, so first of all, white play at c2 in order to accumulate. You didn't even add Konas, so we found life hours. So, this is kind of, Fidufus, I can just follow. Thank you so much for following. I love you guys so much. You guys just made my day. So where was I? Basically, the mindset of ancient Chinese people really is to kind of save a agi for later. Is when this type of stuff comes in handy. So black played here in order to fully maximize the profit in the corner. So this is like putting as much pressure on white as he can. But the cost of that, the cost of that is obviously there's some agi in the corner now. And this is a good move by white here. And the point is to actually fix the wedge at f4 in Sente. So if white plays this, first of all, let's rule that out. Then he'll be in trouble because this is hard to fix, right? You're not gonna let your stones cut out that way, which that's obviously not very healthy. Also, Black cannot do this because there'll be problems. Keep in mind that he has to connect here and then this push. Blah blah blah. But I was playing the shape game at the bottom. Right. So this would be pretty bad for black because now, in order to save those stones from being killed, we have a problem. So if black plays here, then white just ladders. So that's gonna be really bad. So black basically has to play here. Now white connects. If white connects, then obviously this is good, right? It's good exchange from white. Just fix the weakness. Now keep in mind that white's always eyeing kind of this large territory on the bottom. Like if white gets N3, then you can almost say that white has definitely more control for on like the 4 black stones there. So black played here, and that was the previous one I just showed. So black extended. Now this is leaving some agi in the corner, mind you. As you can see later, if white Hanes at c4, black connects, and then white connects, black connects, then white can live in the corner. But we'll talk about that in the next episode. So so far what's happening really is black is building up this area. Oh my god, some of you guys are actually peeking in on my board. It's okay. I don't have a lot of stuff there. So ooh, this is badly drawn. So black has this area right here, but white also has control of this. So it really depends on like how black will deal with the groups here. But keep in mind that as I've said before, like this is the thing. So this can really be like a corner that's alive. You might argue that like after this, but like what if there's a ko, right? The thing is, white has plenty of ko threats, so you can like everywhere, just on the bottom or like here, like peeping, all that kind of stuff. So in the game, black play here first. Black can obviously also play this. White has to fix the cutting point, and just form a parallelogram like that. And white lifts the corner, and that's sente almost. That's pretty playable. So black plays here, and then now things get complicated. Always moves. Which move did I skip? Definitely make sure that your questions. Definitely make your questions answered. Because we're actually about to jump off from this lecture. Like 45 minutes already. So white plays here. Now you may ask, why does black not just like push here, right? Because that would be pretty fun. But the fact is, if black just does that, first of all, he's not going to be able to catch white. Second, he's going to suffer right on the bottom. So that's not going to happen now, but he can use that cutting point for later. I think it was black on h6. Oh wait, which one? That one? I mean that one's not like 100% obvious, but like you can kind of you can kind of guess that black will be wanting to make shape. And also, not only does this save this group, only oh, I don't see when you're on the stream, but I see them there. Okay, well that's interesting. Anyway, I think we're gonna call it a day for this lecture so far. I don't want to make my lectures too long these days. So this is pretty fascinating stuff, huh? Right. So the second part of this fight is really complicated because and also I want to dedicate like one entire like week to this. So I still haven't really studied it to the fullest, but I think this is what I got from just reviewing the game myself and looking at some of the pro commentaries for reference. So I was wondering what questions you have, guys. Feel free to post on the Twitch chat. And also, my webcam is blurry. My hands. Tony MT Bird just followed. Thank you for following so much. If you guys are absolutely into the channel, I would love it if you guys can join the army. We already have 809. It's really great. It's really great. So where was I? Yes, you can draw OGS. Did not know that. Wow, that's short. You can put emoticons on stones. Jillian just follows. Thank you for following. If Infinity V0, what were the time controls for this game? Hard question because in the old days, usually like a game was played like throughout the day, like for like about a day long. Like ancient Chinese Go was not like ancient Japanese Go, where you like a game would already go on for the years, right? I think I think from what I read, the books I read, they just started like playing in the morning, and then by sunset they pretty much finish. So like I would say it's kind of slow, but like not like compared to like modern standards, where there's like Bioyomi and that kind of stuff.